name is Gabrielle Ortega. I'm 12 and I'm in 7th grade and I live in Miami, Florida. Today I'm going to be making lamb lollipops with potato wedges covered in bacon and topped with cheddar cheese with a homemade mint jelly. So to start, you're going to take your lamb lollipops. You're going to need garlic, rosemary, olive oil, pomegranate juice, or if you're over the age of 21, you can go ahead and use wine, and also some pepper and salt. Alright, so to start, take your lamb chops, put a little bit of olive oil over them, rub them over, and make sure you get everything. Alright, then you're going to grab a little bag, and throw them in, and you're going to want to put them in the bag so you can add all the things so that they can marinate overnight. Grab some pepper, some salt. Alright, now we're going to grab the rosemary, and before I throw in the rosemary, I like to beat it just to get some of the fresh aroma and flavors out. Once it smells super strong, that's when you know it's ready to throw in. Alright, now you're going to grab garlic cloves. 2 to 3 should be fine. Then you can go ahead and smash them to make it easier to take off the wrapping. Smash them a little harder. Alright. Take out the garlic. You want it to be nice and crushed so that all the flavors are out of it and they can go into the lamb chop. Alright. One more to go. Alright, so now once you got everything in here, the last step is just to pour in your pomegranate juice. Or like I said, if you're 21 or older, go ahead and use some wine. Go ahead, close your bag, shake it up a little bit, cover everything. Then you can leave this in the fridge overnight and tomorrow you're ready to make it. Alright, so while your lamb chops are in the fridge marinating with all that beautiful flavor, the next step of this process is mint jelly. My dad has been making mint jelly for me since I was like this tall. And mint jelly, despite its name, is a mix of sweet and spicy and savory. It's citrusy. It's the best thing ever. It's actually very easy to make too. So to start off, you're going to grab about a scoop of orange marmalade. So to every scoop of orange marmalade that you add, you're going to add a tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. So once you have that on there, you're going to come and bring it to the stove on medium-high, and you're going to let that there till it sizzles for about 5 to 7 minutes. Alright, so it's been sizzling. It's been on here for about 5 minutes and it's starting to sizzle. So once it gets to about that texture, you're going to want to take it off the stove. And then we're going to come over here to strain it out because orange peels don't really belong in this recipe. Alright. Mix it up. Then once it's all out, just for some spice, we're going to add in some red pepper flakes. Then you can grab a spoon, stir it up, you can add a little bit more. Alright, that looks about good. So now what we're going to do is put it in this little jug, and we're also going to leave this in the fridge so it can get all the beautiful flavors in there. And then once it becomes thick, we can go ahead and cut up some mint and throw that in there too. Oh, and also if you're in a rush, you can go ahead and just leave it in there for an hour to cool it down. But I would like all the flavors to settle in there, so I'm leaving it overnight. Alright, so I had my lamb marinating in the fridge overnight. I also had my mint jelly, so let it thicken up. So now what we're gonna work on is the bacon cheddar wrapped wedge potatoes. Try saying that 10 times fast. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna preheat your oven to 400. And the reason that we're starting on the potatoes first is because they take longer to cook than anything else. So preheat that to 400. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna come and cut the potato this way. Make sure you get in before you start hacking away. All right. Then you're gonna cut it in half again. Then right across the line. Until you have a potato wedge. This one's a little too thin to use, so make sure you have full wedges. There we go. All right, now we're just gonna cut this. All right. Okay, so now that we have them all cut, now we're gonna get to the fun part, the bacon. Honestly, if there was no such thing as bacon, I don't know how life would be. Like, I couldn't. I need bacon. Alright, so you're just gonna wrap it. Do like a tight wrap, but don't rip it. Wrap the whole potato. Then come and place it in your pan. Alright, the next one. And also, of course, we're adding cheese to these because you can never get too much of cheddar and also of bacon. Okay. Alright, so I finished wrapping all my bacon wrapped cheddar potato wedges. And now, while the oven's preheating, I'm gonna come and start searing my lamb chops so that they can have a nice brown and golden color. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna turn your stove on high and you're gonna put some oil. I'm using avocado oil, but you can use any oil that you'd like. Put some oil and you're gonna wait till the oil starts to sizzle and it's super hot so that the interior of the lamb doesn't cook, only the outside. Alright, so the oven is preheated, so now we can put in our potato wedges. And I like putting it on the top rack so it bakes evenly. Alright, and now we're going to put a 40 to 45 minute timer, depending on how crispy you want them. Alright, 40. And then my oil is already sizzling, so you're going to want to reduce the heat to about medium-high. And then you're going to grab your lamb chops and just place it So you're going to leave them there for about a minute to two, just so they can get like a nice sear on them. Let me lower it a little bit more and put it on medium. Alright, wow, that's beautiful. Turn it over. Alright. Now I just want to let the other side sear a little bit more. You don't make sure not to leave it too long so that it doesn't burn. Alright, they look about good. So now you're going to want to Remove them from the heat. Then grab them off the pan and throw them into here so you can put them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright. And you're going to put them in with the pomegranate juice and the rosemary and garlic, just so that it can reduce until the flavor can stay in them. Alright, so once you have it seared and you put it in the juice, now what you're going to do is you're just going to stick them in the oven with the potatoes. Make some space. Oh my god, it smells so good. Alright, there we go. And then you're going to leave it until it's been about 20 minutes and then we can take them out. So now, we're going to start working on the mint jelly. And now we're going to be using the ingredient that makes it mint jelly. So you're going to grab some mint. And you're going to start chopping it. You can use how much you want. It depends on how much jelly you made. So I'm just going to use a little bit. And you want to cut it nice and fine. And if you guys are wondering, I have many more hobbies than just cooking. I like singing, baking, piano, acting. Alright. And also, I learned to cook from my parents and also my grandma. And I have so many chefs in my family. My family's Puerto Rican and Cuban, so like we're always cooking. And even if we just get together just to talk for like 5 minutes, there's always gonna be coffee, like pork, a whole thing, a whole table with food. And my aunt actually works at a hotel. She's an executive chef at a hotel. So all of them inspire me to cook. We just need a little bit more, not too much. Alright, so I'll just finish chopping this, and then when I'm done, we can go ahead and add it in. Alright, so I have all my mint cut up, and finally the part that you've all been waiting for. I'm going to throw the mint into the jelly. You can see it's a little bit thicker. Yesterday it was more watery. So you're just going to throw it in. And the thing I love about this jelly is that you can eat it with everything. You can eat it as a snack, you can eat it with dessert, you can eat it with meat. And also the reason why I want to be unchopped is just like to prove to everyone that I have what it takes. And just because, well, someone was bullying me and like telling me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And I just want to show them that I can by winning chopped. Alright, perfect. That was about 3 to 5 leaves. And it was marinating overnight. So now you can put that back in the fridge until the pork and potatoes are done. Alright, so I already took out my lamb chops and they're looking super seared and it smells so good. Alright, so while it's there, my potatoes are done cooking. Oh my god, they look so good. Alright. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on them while it's hot so that it can melt. Alright, so I'm going to finish sprinkling the rest. Perfect. Alright, so I put the cheese on all of them. Make sure that you have cheese on all of them. And now I'm just going to stick it back into the oven so it can melt. And no need to turn back on the oven because it's already hot. So put it back for about a minute. Alright, so while those are in there, we can start plating. Alright. So So first, we're gonna start off with the beautiful mint jelly. Grab about a spoonful. You can drizzle some around. Alright, so now you're gonna grab your lamb. Place it on top. Then you can grab some more mint jelly and put it over. Alright, so now we're gonna come get our potatoes. Oh my god, they look so good. Alright. So now we're just gonna grab them out and put it onto our plate. Okay. That's a lot of cheese. But you can never have too much cheese or bacon, trust me. Alright. And then now just to finish it off, my aunt knows how much I love baking and she has a little garden in her backyard. So she's always bringing me like parsley and peppers. Alright, so now just to finish it off and garnish it, we're just gonna sprinkle some parsley over it. And there we go.